Greetings all! Today, we'll be examining the exceptionally rare rock bug-type Pokemon Anorith, the old shrimp Pokemon, and its equally rare evolution Armaldo, the Plate Pokémon. Adorable at a young age, but a nightmare when fully grown, the members of the Anorith family are fascinating creatures that show how life on the land and in the water can make for an interesting case study in the Pokemon world.
Anorith have semi-flat gray bodies with a series of ribbed dark gray plates on their back, a two-pronged tail, a pair of red spots on the front of the upper body that measure water temperature, a four-part circular mouth on the underside, and a pair of large rounded black eyes with clear sclera attached to stalks that jut off from the sides of their head. They have a series of 8 white and red tipped appendages on their sides used for locomotion, while their curved front appendages have light gray armor covering parts of them to help keep them from breaking easily. The evolved form, Armaldo, have a drastically different appearance, with blue armor covering most parts of their body, a pair of stubby, two-clawed feet with black kneecaps and heavy armor, a long blue tail with 2 black spikes on the end, beige plating around their upper limbs and mandibles, a large mouth with 3 sharp teeth in their upper jaw, and a large hunk of blocky armor on their backs, with 4 small spikes that is used to help keep their elongated backs vertically stable. Their blue armored front appendages have grown immensely in size, while 6 of their former side limbs have been reduced to decoration on their neck, a pair of black and yellow trimmed wing-like protrusions jutting out from their lower torso as they look around with beady black eyes.
Anorith and Armaldo are normally extinct and impossible to see in the wild today, but thanks to the wonders of science, these beasts have been brought back to the modern world through claw fossils.
In stark contrast to other fossil Pokemon, it can be said with certainty not only how long these species were around, but, more importantly, that they are likely the oldest fossil Pokemon to ever be resurrected, and a potential ancestor to many bug-type Pokemon lineages. The bizarre body plan of these creatures is unlike anything else seen in modern life forms, and although their names might make some sound somewhat relatable, like Anorith being the old shrimp Pokemon, in truth, there is nothing directly related to them alive today. Anorith and Armaldo are believed to be closely related to, if not part of the genus Anomalocaris, an ancient type of organism found within the Cambrian period, believed to be among the largest of organisms to ever exist within Cambrian times. In turn, this could make Anorith and Armaldo the sole living representation of life's most promising moment, as the Cambrian was host to the largest diversification of life known in all of history, and contains many unique and bizarre creatures that otherwise did not make it further in the drawing board of evolution. This also means that Anorith and Armaldo are effectively more along the lines of Pokemon progenitors than actual Pokemon, but they are nonetheless considered to be equal among their modern peers in terms of their physical capabilities and capacity to exist in modern times. Sadly, Anorith in particular have had a hard time adjusting to modern predators and the alteration ocean chemistry that has occurred since their time in the warm coastal oceans they once called home, which is not helped by this skewed gender ratio of 7-to-1 in favor of males, so the family as a whole has not managed to find as much success in the world as other resurrected fossil species.
Even so, they are more than capable of handling themselves in a fight, as the thick armor of their bodies helps to keep them protected from any sort of move that could pierce to the more vulnerable parts of their bodies, granting them battle armor as their only base ability, while those that are more gifted in mobility and capacity to swim through the water can also have access to Swift Swim as a hidden ability.
As far as the stats are concerned, Armaldo are not among the fastest of beasts as a result of their awkward forms, and lack much in the way of special power both offensively and defensively, their base special defense and speed stats being below average for fully evolved rock and bug-type Pokemon, while the base special attack stat is just barely average for fully evolved rock-type Pokemon. However, they do have at least decent stamina to them and strong physical defenses and especially offenses, their base HP and defense stats being above average for fully evolved bug-type Pokemon, and the base attack stat being above average for fully evolved Pokemon of both of their types, rendering them imposing beasts that can deal some massive damage with their physical strikes, and with fairly decent defenses to keep them from getting seriously hurt easily.
Anorith are unable to walk very well on land as a result of their natural anatomy, but it is believed by some that this might not have always been the case.
Instead of legs, Anorith possess 8 wing-like appendages on the sides that act like small flippers in the water, allowing them to easily swim through the water at a surprisingly high speed by undulating them in a set pattern like the oars on a boat. While this only grants them limited speed in the water while swimming, Anorith can easily turn on a dime and disrupt the movement of chasing predators without expending much energy. Oddly enough, however, these wings are sturdy enough to be used on land and contain many nerve endings that allow them to actually twist and rotate slightly on their own, suggesting that Anorith might possibly have occupied the sea floor originally before adapting to a life within the water column instead, and that the wings were in fact at one time legs. Although the plated armor that covers their body is fairly weak and easily penetrated by direct attacks, Anorith generally focus little on defending themselves and instead viciously attack predators and prey alike with the large raptorial appendages that adorn the front of their bodies. Although frail in appearance, these muscular appendages are actually quite maneuverable and can be used to easily pry open shells and pull up rocks to reveal soft-bodied creatures fit to eat. Once their prey has been secured between their front appendages, Anorith will slowly use their circular mouths to slice their prey into bite-sized chunks before continuing on in search of more food, doing little else with their life until they manage to evolve.
It is currently unknown exactly why, but it seems that Armaldo evolved from Anorith sometime in the past to become what may have been the first animal to ever colonize land.
This is currently the only readily defendable explanation available behind the fact that Armaldo have sturdy legs to work exceptionally well in both the water and on land, though their awkward forms result in a considerable decrease to the base speed stat when they evolve. Many speculate that Armaldo developed these extra limbs to adapt to an environment that was otherwise completely free of predators, but the truth is still a mystery. Regardless, this can make Armaldo a bit difficult for some trainers to handle at first, as the only times Armaldo will ever go into the water are to hunt. This does not mean, however, that Armaldo are useless in battle. In fact, the truth is quite the opposite. Because their lifestyle is effectively divided between the water and the land, Armaldo have developed plated exoskeletons that help to primarily buffer against changes in pressure, but in battle, they more than help them defensively and make all but the harshest of attacks bounce right off of them. Their physical strength in close quarters is equally, if not even more impressive, as their rigid front appendages can actually be retracted and protracted freely, allowing Armaldo to launch devastating claw punches that can smash right through steel slabs, and their tail is known to be just as destructive when used correctly. Unfortunately, Armaldo are still unable to move very fast on land, and are generally limited to terrain close to their pre-evolution's living spaces, but for trainers that are willing to bet on their abnormal type specialties, these beasts can be more than a simple menace on any battlefield.
Anorith and Armaldo are certainly among the most unique beasts that I've ever had the chance to examine, mainly in understanding that they are among the oldest of life forms to ever exist in the world, and in turn have much to say about the development and evolution of life as a whole. On the one hand, in the water, their movements can actually be rather majestic to see, and it makes sense why they prefer to live in the water at a young age. As they evolve, though, it becomes clear to any viewer that not only are they indeed built for living on the land, but that their forms are actually a bit awkward in that stance, as their legs are quite stubby and thick to balance their body weight effectively, while they've got a series of thick armor plates stuck to the back to keep their elongated upper body and neck in one piece, showing that their adaptation was in need of much refinement. Still, as they are today, these trailblazers are able to make a name for themselves physically and can take a good deal of punishment thanks to their thick armor, though you should be more worried about their powerful front appendages and tail and what they can do with them. Try and get close at any angle, and you may be in for one heck of a scuffle if they get their way.
Bulky in appearance and armored enough to make only the strongest of piercing attacks capable of actually hurting them, the members of the Anorith family are potent monsters that can more than prove to be something worth fearing in close quarters confrontations. They might not be able to maneuver their forms all that effectively, on land at least, but that does little to take away from the raw strength they have access to if one gets too close to them.
Do yourself a favor and make sure that you stay away from them in the wild when out of the water. They might look cute when they are young, but it's unlikely you will find as much favor with them once they're all grown up and can readily punch a hole right through you if you get on their nerves.
Thank you all for watching this video. It is always a pleasure to help teach others about the world of Pokemon and the many facets of it that exist in both the world we call home and the world they call home. If you'd like, please leave a comment and subscribe and ring the bell to this channel to get regular updates on content and anything else that might be going on. You can find me and my written work on DeviantArt under the name Utitus, and be informed of information and content uploads on my Twitter page and my Patreon page. Donations are always welcome. Always remember, the world of Pokemon is a vast and varied place, and there's no telling what secrets might be hiding just around the corner. So keep watch, stay vigilant, and always prepare for the unexpected. Until next time, have a wonderful rest of the day.